Bo had said something that I'm now this thing I am ignorant in. Are like weaves and stuff like that? Is that black culture? Like, is that
Hair
accepted
is
as black
culture.
culture? But
Hair
like
is.
particularly like the weave stuff, because that was a point of contention. Is
Mhm.
that defined as a part of black culture? Like wearing, whether it be the weave or the eyelashes, like is that considered a part of black culture?
It's a part of culture. How you groom yourself is a part of culture. Grooming is culture. Black culture, I mean, when it comes to cornrows, braids, um, feed-ins, just all of the different styles that Black women do, the fact that you can't really find a picture of us 10 years apart with the same hairstyle, that's a part of our culture. It's a part of how we shift ourselves. It's a part of our grooming practices. So I guess if you want to ask, are eyelashes Black culture? That really sounds myopic, but is grooming how we groom ourselves Black culture? Yeah.
Okay, so this will be a yes or no question because I agree with grooming. I'm talking about weave specifically. Are you saying yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other ladies? Because I don't wear weave. My daughters don't wear weave, just in terms of my prescriptions. But would you guys consider that a part of black culture, like the weave and the hair and all that?
Um, I could say it's been integrated into it since wigs have a long history of being seen as a sign of being upper echelon. I think that's more a classist cultural symbol that we've carried into our current culture, because if you think about it, a chick who goes and gets 30 inches, and it's in a way it's to flaunt that she has the money to spend on that hair. And I think it's just integrated as a sign of wealth, just like we have a lot of things that have been integrated into our culture that are not necessarily from our culture. But I mean, isn't that the whole point of having a growing culture, is integrating different things into it and then enmeshing that into the lives of everyone involved and passing it down?
Integration, tough, but development of the things that you create organically, yes. But just adopting other people's stuff, I don't know if that then bolsters my culture.
Well, I don't think that. I mean, you look at the Victorian era. I don't know if in Africa they were wearing wigs in the Victorian era and eras before that. I just know that, so which is why I said it's not something that we necessarily created. I don't know the origin of that. If anyone else does, that would be great to know. But as far as I'm concerned, it is a part of our culture, our hair culture, and art. Hair is art, especially in Black culture. So if hair is art, then art is an artist culture, then yeah, it's inherently a part of our culture.
Okay.
It may
Uh,
not, as I said though before, it may not be respected by others and valued. So others devalue it and say, we don't consider that culture, so that is not a part of your culture.
I guess what I would like to see and maybe even know is, what do we monopolize? Because hair is biology. Hair's not culture. The representation of how it's styled maybe could belong to culture, but everybody grows hair on every part of this planet. So it's not definitive. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. We keep taking things. People eat food, people dance, people dress themselves, people style themselves. That happens everywhere, but you can clearly differentiate someone who's maybe from Asia compared to maybe America, and you start chopping it up. We belong in a country that has no face. We're Black people in a country that has everybody here. And then we're saying Black culture. And I'm a Black man and I'm trying to understand, what is it, first of all, the defensive nature for someone to question, well, what is Black culture? And all we're saying is, we don't got to explain ourselves to you. It's a non-starter. It makes no sense. We should be able to stand on something and say, this is what it is. But what I hear a lot of times is pain. We start talking about inventions. We start talking about things that we contributed to the nations in the world, in this country. Fair, but there's still no monopoly, because we don't own entertainment. We are entertainers, but we do not produce entertainment for the most part. We don't monopolize there. So what, again, would be Black culture? And
You
I'll
know,
end.
you
So
know
so
why I
true.
say
Before we do that, could you give a parallel
to another culture that has a monopoly on something specific, just so we could kind of know exactly where to go with that?
Absolutely. Germans are known for their ingenuity in their manufacturing practices in the automobile industry. Hands down. They're
Monopoly
known.
though.
Huh?
No, yeah, that's not a
Monopoly.
monopoly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When
it's
it comes to
not.
high-end manufacturing in that particular sector, they are known.
Every country has that.
Every
No,
country does not.
Every
no, there's no way
developed
that's a
country has
monopoly.
has
Toyota sells
a
more.
every country, every pretty much modern country has a what is it, a luxury version of a car
The car,
or a
yeah.
performance version of a car. Every last one of them,
Yeah,
I was speaking.
Italians.
including here.
Would an example maybe be like Saudi Arabia has like monopoly on oils, the Middle East has a monopoly on oil, that's resource based, but that's
No, that's
No,
not a
monopoly.
we
culture. That's
produce
just
more.
resources that so happen to be there, and it's not a monopoly
Well,
either.
I
The
mean that was
Caribbean
based
is
on
going hard right
monopoly.
now with that.
I'm speaking.
Because
Go ahead.
I think True asked a question that wasn't really relevant to the idea of culture. Like, you don't need a monopoly for something to be a culture. Culture is customs, as we said, customs, traditions, practices, beliefs. Like, that's
And art.
culture. And art, yeah, it doesn't have to do with a monopoly. Like, most times, customs are also shared. Like,
But
if you're,
there should be a differentiation, and that's what I'm
yes, but
struggling.
not a monopoly.
Okay, maybe monopoly wasn't the proper word, but I believe that I'm trying to communicate what we may understand what I'm alluding to, or maybe I need to do a better job. What is it that we are known for as Black Americans?
Expression, which is why we're used by other cultures to sell what they're trying to get, because we're good at expressing it. So wigs and everything, every other culture does it, but it's not until we do it, it becomes hyper whatever. It can be pink braids, would be this if a white person wear it as fashion. However, we set the trends and change the culture. So whatever we do, we make ghetto look good, whatever it is, we do it what we have, whether it's drag culture that has been incorporated in how we style ourselves, our hair, our makeup. We monopolize in spreading the culture and expression. So we are the people that they use to sell their products because we're good tap dancing niggas,
Representatives.
for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And I also think another part when it comes to education and paving the way and creating space in places where there's no space, that's something that's true for Black Americans. There's something very unique about Black American culture. And for me on the outside looking in, it's different from being on an island where it's all Black people. Black Americans have been able to create spaces where quite literally they were trying not to give them space. Like historically, Black colleges and universities, even being able to create universities and educational institutions to where Black people could learn when they were being pushed out of PWIs. That is something that is such an integral part of Black culture that should be honored. And that is a monopoly, because what other Black country has created, because they didn't have to. So that is quite literally something that is a monopoly and very, 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 very unique to Black culture here.
Yeah, to that point, resistance, influence, and ingenuity are also parts.
And creation. I like that.
Creativity. Yep.
And
Yeah.
anything else they hid from us and said they created, that too.
Do you think Black people are the most cosplayed in the world?
Yes.
For sure. For sure. Globally. Absolutely.
Is that good? Is that substantive true in your estimation?
Yeah, and thank you for that. I think that from that perspective, I think we can build, because those are very definitive characteristics and traits that I would say that, yeah, universally, we are that. Like Sweeney said, from every region of America, you're gonna see that spirit exist if there's us that are involved in that mix. So I agree.